Hello, everyone, which I think is no one so far. Uh, Welcome to my first attempt at a live stream. This is JP's Budget Collecting, by the way. I don't know that anyone will actually show up for this live stream, but given the all right, let's try this again. My internet crashed on me as soon as I tried this, apparently. So this may be a short-lived experiment, as that's the second time it crashed. Um, but anyway, give a minute or so just in case somebody does decide to join. But like I said, not necessarily expecting anyone. I just wanted to see if this going live would actually work, if I could pull this off. I was going to make this video today anyway, recapping some of the books I picked up in 2018, and decided, well, rather than make another video, let's see what it would take to go live. Like my angle is just a little off there, so that I'm looking at the camera instead of at the screen. And so, without further ado, so basically, I talked about a little bit, since nobody's in here. Here I wasn't necessarily didn't necessarily do a great job of it. I did feel like I picked up some good books, but I mean, there's no big books here really, and but I tried to be smart about what I picked up. I tried to pick up some books that had a little bit of potential. And hey, I have a viewer, but I don't see the chat. I don't want top chat. I want all chat. Hey, Pages, Films, and Plastics. There we go. So, why is it saying top chat? How's it going? Like I said, I am just trying to figure out this live stream thing. I've only been doing YouTube now for a little over a week, and I decided to do live stream, and I apparently lost my new subscriber. Live chat, I want all messages visible. There we go. So, I don't know if I lost Pages, Films, and Plastics, but where's the chat? Okay, and I think I got the chat figured out now. And so anyway, this is my first attempt at live streaming, and so I'm just going to run through a few books that I picked up last year, some of which I picked up because I thought they might have decent potential to help me build my collection down the road. Some were just books that I really wanted and that I found for a price that I thought was worth it. I don't know if anybody else is going to join me, and like I said, looks like I lost Pages. So we'll just get started and go for a few minutes, and if nobody joins in, no big deal. Like I said, I have 30 subscribers, so I wasn't necessarily expecting anybody to join me tonight. I just wanted to try the live chat thing. So first up is, oh, I should take that out of the top. Oh, there we go. Get the top blurred right light. This is Darth Vader number 3. This is the 1 in 25 variant of the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, which I really like this Darth Vader series. I thought the Dr. Aphra character was a pretty good character. Haven't really read, I know she has her own series going that's like into the 30s now. I feel like she has a pretty good following, and given that that Marvel and Disney are trying to take advantage of a bunch of stuff. Hey, Bake the Snake. I'm just doing a little recap of some books that I picked up last year, and trying out this live chat thing. I hadn't really done this before, so being a week into my channel. So I'm just going through some books I picked up last year, and thought I would just see how this went. But anyway, so this is the 1 in 25 of Darth Vader number 3, the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. I really picked this up because I felt like Disney is probably going to do something with this character, given that her comic series seems to have a decent enough following. It's into the 30s, either with a TV show on their upcoming streaming service, like The Mandalorian or something. So this was a book that I picked up last year, mostly for spec, thinking maybe I might be able to turn it into something that I really wanted later on down the road. Let's see, why does the chat keep fading? But so right now, Bake, I think it might just be you and I. Like I said, with 30 subscribers going live, I didn't know if anybody would join me. So we'll just kind of keep it going. Oh, Now Pages says, did it freeze? Well, it has not frozen on my end. I hope it's not freezing. My internet did crash to begin with, but it appears it's still going. So hopefully it's still going. Um, Fake says it's okay for him. So, like I said, I'm doing this on my iPad because it seemed easier than trying to figure out how to do it on my desktop yet, because it was more straightforward. But yeah, I don't know. This is this is me making it up as I go. Um, so I'll show a couple more books, and then we'll just get you guys out of here. I know there's some other people streaming later. Tony Sanders and those guys are doing their To Slab or Not to Slab tonight. So kind of run through a few of these, and then we'll keep moving. Next up is a book I picked up for half of cover price out of it was like $2, I think, which is the Amazing Spider-Man #4, the first appearance of Silk. I picked this up literally like the Saturday before they made the announcement that they were considering a Silk movie, and it took off. And I just got this in the back issue bin. It was a book that a character I thought might have potential with the Spider-Verse, because I knew about the Spider-Verse animated movie at that point. So I got really lucky on this one. And this book is in really, really nice condition. I press, but otherwise, this book looks about perfect to me. So, but anyway, like I said, I snagged this out of like for $2, out of a back issue bin, just looking for something, first appearances of some characters that I thought might have some potential. So, um, next up is a book that I picked up. This one I picked up off eBay. This was another, because of the Spider-Verse movie that I picked up. I don't know if you guys can see the price tag. That's not what I paid. And this was an eBay purchase. And it's just a character I thought, well, this might have some potential down the road. So the first Spider-Woman. Obviously, this one was more in my price range than her actual first appearance. I'm on a pretty tight budget when it comes to this. So, just wanted to check the chat here. It keeps like dropping on my iPad where I can't see. So, but so this was just a book that like I said, there's several of these that I picked up just trying to think of maybe some cheaper keys that might eventually help me build my collection a couple years down the road. That was kind of my focus as last year went along, knowing that I was missing so many books and knowing that I had a pretty tight budget. So Spider-Woman #1. The next book is one that I just love. This is like one of my all-time favorite covers. I was a big J. Scott Campbell fan back when I collected originally, and this is maybe my favorite one of his covers. Looks like, look into Spider-Punk, still affordable. Rumor has it. Yeah, I have heard that, and I have not. That's one I have not tried to track down yet, but that is definitely one that I have heard. There's several of those Spider-Verse characters that I think probably have potential. Spider-Punk is probably, I would think, next to some of the girls, I think is probably the next biggest one, since they've already used Miles and it had been pretty obvious about using 2099. I think that he is probably, I would agree, that was fake, wasn't it? It keeps fading on me, yeah. That he is probably the next one with the most potential. And so I would agree with you on that one. Like I said, I guess kind of have to pick my spots. But that is one that is on the list to kind of keep an eye out for if I can find it for the right price. Another one goes back to a little more of a book that I just wanted, not necessarily one I was picking up for a key, which is the new #1, Batman #1 from the New 52. I love the Scott Snyder run. I had all of these. This is when I was collecting digitally only and reading comics when this came out. And so one of my goals for this year is to try to get most of this New 52 Batman run in actual copies. And I've gotten about half of the first 10 and a few of the others after that so far, like from last year. And then this year I'm wanting to try to complete most of that run, the New 52 Batman. So that's one of the books I picked up. Another one is kind of a spec, but also kind of one I just kind of wanted. When I got back in, one of the books that pulled me back in was this all new Wolverine run, and so I kind of wanted this first appearance of Gabby again, though not necessarily as a long term keep for me. Probably if something happens and this jumps a little bit, this might be a book that I would try to turn a little bit to get, something more that I would really want. Looks like maybe I lost a, oh, or maybe people are going in and out. So anyway, this all new Wolverine first appearance of Gabby is a book that I will probably hold for a while, but as one I think eventually will have more value than it does now, and would be something that maybe I could turn into something else. So. Um, and that's another book that is really nice that I managed to snag. This one was an eBay find. I didn't say that on the last couple ones. This actually was at my local comic shop. But the Gabby one, I actually got it at number one for like $25, and they're both really nice copies back in the spring. So I did. Before it kind of took off, it jumped up. That number two jumped up to like 60, and then it's fallen back down to maybe like that $25 to $30 range just for it. But so the next is actually 3 copies of the same book that I got on an auction on eBay that I paid less than, well, about the same as what individual copies were going for, and that is Captain Marvel number 17. And 2 of these 3 are probably 9/8 candidates. And this was really, again, this was some spec on my part for Camilla Khan. This is obviously her second appearance. Obviously, it's not the second print that has her on the cover that goes for crazy money, but that book's already taken off. This was a book that I thought I could get in, and maybe I know they're going to use her in the MCU. It's a matter of time. I think it's particularly if this Captain Marvel movie does well. I could see her showing up in it. I could see her showing up in Spider-Man Homecoming, just to be introduced as a teenager. But I had a feeling Camilla Khan is coming. This was a book that I could get. Like I said, I got 3 copies, 2 of which I think have potential to be 9/8. That I think that eventually is going to be worth significantly more than this copy. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like it's got a little bit of a printer error, a little discoloration down here that looks to be like from when it was printed. Get the glare off there, but I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Yeah, there it is. So that's the one that does not. That might be the one I would keep, just because I don't really care that much about that, but I would probably keep that one and maybe move the other 2. Let's see if anybody's still in here. Yeah, so Bake's still there. So last, I got 4 more. These are, well, the first one's not, but the last 3 are kind of the bigger books that I picked up last year. This first one is one of the, I only have 3 slabs in my whole collection at this point. I've never sent any books off to be slabbed, but that's something I may or may not do this year, but we'll see. But this one I picked up for less than what the raw copies were going for, and I don't really care about 9/8. This was a series that I read. This is the Gotham City Sirens number 1. A, I love this cover. B, this was a series I read digitally back when, around the New 52 and that kind of stuff. I went back and read that I enjoyed, and it was just a good deal, so I don't really care that it's a 9/4. And I got it for, like I said, cheaper than trying to get like a nice raw copy for. So I was okay with it. So that was a pickup from last year. And then, let's see, 3 more books. And these are kind of the bigger books for me for last year. Well, they are the biggest books that I got last year. Batman 608, the second print. This is, I got this from my comic shop. Basically, he was doing they do some Friday night sales occasionally on like Facebook and Twitch. They stream on both. And he basically like made me an offer on this one that I couldn't refuse. And then with my discount I get because of how many books I have pulled there, like I paid, I want to say $40 for this. And it is at least, there's a little bit of a, this corner's got a little bit of a, just a scuffing there, like in the corner, just like the corner that, blunted a little bit. But otherwise, this book looks sharp. I'm not a professional grader. I know it's got to be like, I would guess at least a 9.4, maybe a 9.6. But like I said, I've never really graded comics, but just based on what I read and stuff. But Batman 608, that was a big book for me. Hush is one of my favorite Batman stories, and I did not have the second print before this, and like I said, he ended up making me an offer I just couldn't refuse on that one. And then next up is another book that I managed to get for before Infinity War came out. At the time, these were going for about $100 for a nice raw copy. And let me see, it keeps disappearing. Oh, yeah, Bake the Snake is still here. I appreciate you hanging with me, man. So it's just you and I, so I really appreciate that. This one, I bought in a lot of the entire Avenging Spider-Man run on eBay that nobody was bidding on, and I basically paid, I want to say right at 100 for the whole lot. I'm trying to remember. Well, I think just barely over 100 with shipping, because it was like 98 or 99 or something. I think they had the whole run for. And like I said, I got this just before Infinity came out, and this book has an indentation, to me it's pressable. Up here, there's no way you're going to be able to see it, because you can't really see it unless you almost get the buck out of the Mylar. It's just a little bit of an impression up here by the G, and then a little bit of blunting in this corner. I think it would press that. I think this would press out. I think really this is the only thing that would hurt the grade. I would say it's in the 9s. And the fact that I got the entire Avenging Spider-Man run for way less than what this is going for now, I feel pretty good about. So this is a book I like her as a character. This one, I don't know if this is one I will. It probably depends on what it graded. If it graded like a 9.6 or something, which I don't think it would, I would probably flip it for a worse copy and try to get something else out of it. But like I said, this is one of the books that definitely, if I do grade books this year, I will probably send in and see what I get. And then last but not least, it just keeps disappearing, is a book that, so when Batman Damned came out and people went crazy, for Batman Damned, that first Sunday after it came out, I was like, what the heck? I put my copy on eBay for $100, and it went in 15 minutes. And I rolled that plus a little bit, and eBay is 15% discount. Just happened to would be going at the time, and the guy took a best offer to snag a 9.6 of this back in the summer, because I knew Spider-Verse was coming out for, I think in total with the 15% discount and the offer he took, because he was asking 160, and I think I got him to take 145, so I paid 15, 120 something for this back in let's say July or no, it would have been after Damned, so it was a little later. It was August or September, whenever it was right after Batman Damned came down. And so yeah, this was kind of my big purchase of, this and Avenging are probably the big purchases of the year. And this book is everybody. I went here for 20 minutes. I appreciate you hanging with me, Bake the Snake. But like I said, I just want to do a little recap of some books I got from last year, and I thought I'd try the live thing, and so seems to have went pretty well, other than my internet crashed when I first started. So anyway, so this is kind of my big book. This one I will definitely probably keep for a little while, and although probably now's the time to probably turn it if you were going to. But with that, I want to thank you. Like I said, thanks for hanging with me for 20 minutes. I'm going to get off of here because I know, what has he got? Smart pickup, good price, double signed right before the movie. Nice. Well, you got the double signed. That's cool. Oh yeah, it's going like, I mean, it's more than doubled now. And I think that I looked today, and like 9/8 are going for like $500 at the moment. So, and they were going for like 250 at the time, which was more than I could swing. Like I said, this is the only time I have ever paid more than $100 for a comic. Um, like I guess technically I paid $100 for this one, but I got a whole bunch of other ones with it, even though this was the only one I really wanted. But this is the only time I've like for a single book I've paid more than 100. But I felt like it was a really good. I just she's popular enough, and I actually enjoy the character. Like when she's done well, which I thought Jason Latour did, and so this was my big purchase of the year. So but and I'm pretty pleased with how it's going so far. And they're talking about making more, like another Spider Verse movie, plus giving her her own. So that's pretty exciting. So I think that book will. I don't know how long I'll keep it, but if I keep it, it's definitely. I think it's just going to go up. And then if I don't, I think it could help me get like a couple books that I really couldn't afford otherwise now. So, well, I am gonna, like I said, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna get off of here, and I know Tony Sanders. I think they start at 9 my time, which is probably 30 minutes from now, to do their the slab or not the slab. But I'm gonna get off of here. I got some stuff to do before they come on, and so like I said, thanks for joining me, and glad this live stream actually didn't go so bad, even just on the iPad. Other than the chat keeps like disappearing. So you got that one. That was your big purchase of the year too. Cool. So yeah, I think that's a book that's got room to grow. Because she's a character that's going. So, alrighty, sir. I will see you around and talk to you later.